Hi guys, it's Down Under Monkey. Today I've got a bit of a different lock that I'm going to try and pick. This is called a Lixil. So that's another brand that I got out of the Japanese package the other day. I thought, oh, it's a slider. Can't be that hard, right? Well, that was wrong. It runs really smoothly, you can see that. Not even a bind in it. However, it does have a reverse sidebar. So you can't really tension it like you would a traditional lock. So what I'm going to do is put this in the vise, have a bit of a go, and explain after what's going on. So because it's a reverse sidebar, you can't tension, like I said, so got to find ways to get around it. Now if you could get a shim in here up between the sidebar, that would work to put pressure on the sidebar downwards. However, it goes in and then direct 90 degrees and then 90 degrees again. You can't get a shim in there, it's too tight. So what I've come up with, this is more of a bypass than a pick, to be quite honest. Take your pick, this one, find the last slider. This might take me a few goes. Okay, hold that there and grab the first couple of sliders, give it a bit of a wiggle, trying to find that sweet spot where the sidebar is going to disengage, but it's not going to play. So there's a particular spot at the back where I can hook the last slider. This is kind of like how they pick locks on like NCIS or something. 2 picks and just act like they're doing something and then the lock opens. So it's really heavily dependent on this pick in my left hand being in exactly the right spot. Somewhere about there. I've got a memory warning on my phone already. And then jiggling it a little bit to try and get that sidebar to drop in. That's a shitty angle for the camera. Let's try that. Okay, so the sliders are quite small, so by the time you slip off one, unless you're really listening, you're not going to know until you try to turn everything and it doesn't turn. Now the camera's in the absolute stupidest position ever. Let's try this a couple more times and then I'll give it a rest. Dropped it. That might have gone too far, but let's check it anyway. And there you have it. So that is actually currently in a loose state. So technically is picked. So let's leave that in frame and go down here and explain a few things. So as you can see, I can turn the back and turn it all the way around and it locks back up again. Alright, so locked, unlocked. Alright, now explaining what was going on in there. I'm going to pop this off the back. Right, let's try and move this light so we can see a bit better. Come on, cooperate. I don't know what that was, but anyway. Alright, so when I take this here, you'll see there's sliders in there. There's also, where is it? So down there is a sidebar. Let me turn on a different light because the other one doesn't want to work. So down in here, you've got a sidebar. Focus, you stupid machine. Righto, there we go. And the funny thing about this sidebar is it'll spring down, no problem, once all the sliders are out of the way. But it's actually got a bit of an angle going on it, this way and that way. So what it actually does is when you turn it, while it's in there, it actually binds harder and pulls the sidebar up when it needs to go down. So that's one problem, and as I said, you can't get anything up through where my finger is in the back into that little cavity. So if the camera would focus, that'd be great. So there's the sidebar, and if I push that in, you'll see that's how easily the sidebar goes down. So what you're essentially trying to do is get all the wafers in the right position so the sidebar drops, and then you can turn the core, which is what I just did. So I guess I haven't gutted this fully as such, so let's give it a go. I'm going to pop this sidebar cap off, and we can learn together what's in this mongrel of a thing. We need focus, different focus. Come on, here we go. So grab some tweezers. I'm working around a tripod today, which is annoying. Whoops, don't lose that. That just shot straight across. Some tiny little springs. Don't want to lose those. And here's your sidebar. Okay, so your sidebar has these weird little divots in it for the sliders. And the more tension you put on the core, the worse you're actually doing. See that shape I was talking about before? This actually makes the sidebar raise when you put more tension, because it actually pulls it up. Alright, and inside here, you've got your sliders that have gates in them that need to line up with the sidebar. And once they're all aligned, as I said, those springs are very weak too, so you got to do that, and then it drops down. So let's go a little bit further. See if we can't get that side cap out. However that's going to work, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so let's try some focus first. And I'm going to pop this little thing down. Hopefully that just slides straight out. There we go. So there's the slider retaining bar. It needs to go fully out that way. I think I might have just cocked that up with all the sliders in the way. Push out. Come on, out you go. Oh, I just saw a slider spring go. I will find that one, don't you worry. Why won't you go out? There we go. I'll straighten all that up later. Right, so if I grab one of these sliders, I don't think we're going to learn much from these sliders. There's that interacts with your sidebar. Just like that. And there's your notch for your key. And then a little side plate for the spring. So there you have it. A Lixil. Sort of picked, more bypassed than anything, but lots of fun. Alright, thanks for watching.